In this profound and expansive video, we explore the deepest aspects of existence and our connection to the universe. Through rich philosophical insights and spiritual reflections, we will dive deep into the very fabric of reality, breaking free from the illusion of separation to understand the true oneness of all life. This journey is a reminder that you are not just a fleeting individual. You are an intricate part of a vast, self-organizing cosmos that has been unfolding for billions of years. By recognizing this, you can experience true freedom, joy, and a deeper sense of purpose than you ever thought possible. We often talk about the beginning of the universe in terms of the Big Bang, a massive explosion that sent galaxies flying into space, scattering the building blocks of everything we know. This metaphor has been useful in helping us understand the vastness of the cosmos, but also tends to isolate us from the realization of our direct connection to this cosmic event. Imagine throwing a bottle of ink against a wall. The way the ink splatters outward in complex patterns resembles the universe's unfolding. However, this image often leads us to think of ourselves as tiny specks on the far edge of this cosmic explosion, isolated, small, and insignificant. But if we continue thinking of ourselves this way, we miss something profound and transformative. What if we are not just the tiny specks at the edge of the Big Bang? What if, instead, we are part of the very energy that continues to unfold from that cosmic explosion? What if we are the Big Bang itself, constantly happening in each moment of our lives? We are not isolated beings on the far edge of the universe. We are the universe, expressing itself through us, through our thoughts, actions, and interactions. The cosmos is within you. Think about it. If we believe that we are just the complicated bits on the edge of the Big Bang, we see ourselves as separate, distinct entities from the universe. But this notion creates a fundamental misunderstanding of our place in the cosmos. We become accustomed to drawing a line around our skin, thinking, "This is me," and then separating ourselves from everything else outside. But the truth is, there is no real boundary between what is inside and what is outside. The separation between you and the universe is simply an illusion, a way of talking that we've been conditioned to believe. In reality, everything is interconnected. When we look at ourselves in this way, recognizing that we are not separate, but instead an integral part of the ever-unfolding universe, it becomes clear that the worries and stresses we experience dissolve. The idea that there is something to fix or control fades away, and what remains is a realization that we are part of a grand cosmic process. Life is not a problem to solve, but a journey to experience. And everything, including us, is unfolding in beautiful, complex patterns that we may never fully understand but can always appreciate. Life is movement, not separation. Consider the word thing. It's often used as a noun, something solid, stable, and separate. However, when we look more closely, we realize that all things are just actions, processes, and movements. Life is not static. Everything flows together. Life itself is movement, a constant unfolding of energy. We are not separate from it. We are it. Understanding this allows us to stop forcing ourselves to be someone we are not, or to live in a way that feels disconnected from the universe. Instead, we can start discovering how we truly move with the world, in harmony rather than against it. In this realization, we find ecstasy, not in the pursuit of fleeting pleasures, but in the understanding that delight is woven into the very nature of existence itself. The universe itself is like a grand symphony, a beautiful dance of energy, and each one of us is a unique expression of this cosmic flow. Yet, so often we get stuck in the idea that life is a puzzle to fix, a problem to solve. The truth is, there is no problem with life itself. The difficulty arises when we don't see how everything fits together, When we fail to recognize that we are part of a vast, self-organizing system, we become lost. But once we understand this interconnectedness, everything changes. Letting go of the need to control. Many people at some point feel lost or disconnected. They feel like they don't belong or like life doesn't make sense. This feeling often gives rise to negative emotions, such as fear, hatred, or a deep sense of dissatisfaction. But the truth is, the very emotions we consider negative are part of us. They are facets of the same universal body. Every person, even those who hate, is a reflection of the same cosmic force. It's all part of the same dance. At this point, you may wonder, what should I do? But the question itself begins to fade away once you realize that there is no separation between you and the world around you. The very question of what should I do becomes irrelevant because you are already doing it. Life is happening and you are part of it. It's not something happening to you. It is happening through you. You are a dancer in the cosmic ballet, and the dance doesn't need a separate controller. There is no external authority directing you. Life itself is self-governing. This realization doesn't mean that you stop taking action. On the contrary, life is action. You're always thinking, breathing, feeling, and experiencing. But the transformation comes from recognizing that you are the process itself. You don't need to force life to work. Life is already working with you. The universe is already pushing you forward. The key to understanding this is a deep surrender to the natural flow of life. When you surrender, you stop trying to control every detail, and instead, you allow life to unfold as it is meant to. Meditation and the illusion of finding a secret. Many spiritual exercises, such as meditation, are designed to help us quiet the mind and tune into the deeper, more subtle aspects of our being. But they can also become traps if we think that there is some special secret to find or some hidden trick that will unlock the mysteries of the universe. In truth, the final lesson of any spiritual practice is a realization that no special trick is needed. You have been what you seek from the start. The puzzle of who am I disappears once you understand that you are simply an ongoing cosmic happening. There is no separate self pulling the strings from the outside. You are part of the cosmic flow itself. Once you recognize this, you see through the illusion of separation. The understanding that you are life itself is not some dull emptiness, as some may fear, but the richness of the world unveiling itself in every moment. It's the flowering of existence. It's the movement of waves, the breath of life. It's the pulse of the universe. And it's always happening, whether we realize it or not. Complexity beyond language. We often try to explain life, break it down into pieces, and label everything in an attempt to understand it fully. We use words, numbers, and concepts to dissect the world into smaller and smaller parts, hoping to uncover some ultimate truth. But the more we try to break it down, the more we realize that life is infinitely complex. No matter how much we zoom in, there's always more complexity to be found. The more details we uncover, the more intricate the universe becomes. But in all this complexity, the true essence of reality is not complicated at all. It is beyond words, beyond concepts, beyond the things we try to hold on to. It's like trying to drink the ocean with a fork. No matter how hard we try to capture the fullness of the universe, we can never fully hold it. The richness of life is beyond all our attempts to pin it down. Understanding this helps us relax. Once we let go of the need to understand everything, we see that life is simply a continuous, unfolding process, not a puzzle to solve. The paradox of striving and letting go. Ultimately, the more you chase after a solution, the further it runs away. This is the paradox of life. The more we try to hold on, the more things slip through our fingers. The key is to stop chasing, to stop forcing, and simply allow the dance of life to happen. This doesn't mean doing nothing. It doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for life to deliver everything on a silver platter. Life is action. You are always doing something. You are always breathing, thinking, feeling, and experiencing. But the transformation comes from knowing that you are the process. You don't need to push so hard because the universe is already pushing with you. This paradox is beautifully illustrated in moments of extreme surrender. For example, in times of war or great personal loss, people often experience a moment of clarity where they realize that they can no longer control the situation and they finally let go. In that moment, everything becomes clear. The chaos fades, and what remains is the understanding that life is already perfect, even in its imperfection. You are free. You are part of this vast unfolding. You are the dance, the freedom of letting go. It's often said that we cannot truly appreciate life until we understand that we cannot hold on to anything, including our own lives. Everything changes. Everything breaks down, and everything fades away eventually. But this isn't terrible. It's actually our greatest teacher. When you see that you can't keep anything, that the universe is always in a state of flux, you discover surprising freedom. There is an immense rush of energy that comes with the realization that life is not something to hold on to, but something to experience, to let flow through you. In that surrender, you find freedom. You find the clarity to see that everything is exactly as it should be, that life is constantly unfolding, and you are a part of that unfolding. Whether you are happy or sad, good or bad, the universe is expressing itself through you. You are not separate from it. You are the same cosmic life, manifesting in your unique form. You are already whole. When you grasp this, you realize that you are already complete. You don't need to search for enlightenment or answers outside of yourself. You are already what you seek. You have always been what you seek. The search for a separate self to enlighten or fix disappears. The puzzle of who am I no longer holds any power over you because you realize that you are life itself. You don't need to control life. You don't need to figure it out. You simply need to experience it. When you understand this, life becomes a beautiful, intricate dance. Every moment, every experience is part of the grand cosmic unfolding. Your skin is not a barrier, but a bridge connecting you to the rest of the universe. You are not a separate entity. You are the universe expressing itself through you. When you realize this, you will understand that the dance has always been happening. And now, you are ready to dance with it. The cosmic flow, everything is connected. Life is not a separate thing happening to you. It is happening through you. And in this moment, you are part of the dance. You are part of the flow. You are not isolated. You are a whirlpool in the stream of life, a unique shape, yet made entirely of flowing water. Every moment is part of the unfolding process, and you're always in motion, always moving with the universe. The key is to recognize that you are part of this vast, interconnected system. Once you see this, everything changes. You stop chasing after illusions, stop trying to solve a puzzle that doesn't exist, and start living fully in the moment. Life is happening right now, and you are already part of it. You are the universe, expressing itself in this moment. And once you see that, you will understand that the greatest secret has already been revealed.